Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power or our will. If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, "He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone." Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Any person capable of angering you becomes your master. He can anger you only when you permit yourself to be disturbed by him. The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh at. It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life. It is won by disregarding things that lie beyond our control. Circumstances don't make the man, they only reveal him to himself. People are not disturbed by things, but by the views they take of them. Other people's views and troubles can be contagious. Don't sabotage yourself by unwittingly adopting negative, unproductive attitudes through your associations with others. I laugh at those who think they can damage me. They do not know who I am. They do not know what I think. They cannot even touch the things which are really mine and with which I live. To accuse others for one's own misfortune is a sign of want of education. To accuse oneself shows that one's education has begun. To accuse neither oneself nor others shows that one's education is complete. Nature hath given men one tongue but two ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak. Attach yourself to what is spiritually superior, regardless of what other people think or do. Hold to your true aspirations no matter what is going on around you. He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. The greater the difficulty, the more glory in surmounting it. Skillful pilots gain their reputation from storms and tempests. Caretake this moment. Immerse yourself in its particulars. Respond to this person, this challenge, this deed. Quit evasions. Stop giving yourself needless trouble. It is time to really live, to fully inhabit the situation you happen to be in now. Don't seek to have events happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do happen, and all will be well with you. Small-minded people blame others. Average people blame themselves. The wise see all blame as foolishness. God has entrusted me with myself. No man is free who is not master of himself. A man should so live that his happiness shall depend as little as possible on external things. The world turns aside to let any man pass who knows where he is going. If evil be said of thee, and if it be true, correct thyself. If it be a lie, laugh at it. Preach not to others what they should eat, but eat as becomes you and be silent. What really frightens and dismays us is not external events themselves, but the way in which we think about them. It is not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of their significance. I must die. Must I then die lamenting? I must be put in chains. Must I then also lament? I must go into exile. Does any man then hinder me from going with smiles and cheerfulness and contentment? If you would be a reader, read. If a writer, write. Demand not that things happen as you wish, but wish them to happen as they do, and you will go on well. We are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens to us. Difficulty shows what men are. Therefore, when a difficulty falls upon you, remember that God, like a trainer of wrestlers, has matched you with a rough young man. Why? So that you may become an Olympic conqueror. But it is not accomplished without sweat. Know you not that a good man does nothing for appearance sake, but for the sake of having done right? It is not so much what happens to you as how you think about what happens. It is better to die of hunger having lived without grief and fear, than to live with a troubled spirit amid abundance. We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. If you would cure anger, do not feed it. Say to yourself, I used to be angry every day, then every other day, now only every 3rd or 4th day. When you reach 30 days, offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving to the gods. An ignorant person is inclined to blame others for his own misfortune. To blame oneself is proof of progress. But the wise man never has to blame another or himself. It is our attitude toward events, not events themselves, which we can control. Nothing is by its own nature calamitous. Even death is terrible only if we fear it. Appearances to the mind are of 4 kinds. Things either are what they appear to be, or they neither are, nor appear to be, or they are, and do not appear to be, or they are not, and yet appear to be. Rightly to aim in all these cases is the wise man's task. Freedom is secured not by the fulfilling of men's desires, but by the removal of desire. If someone tried to take control of your body and make you a slave, you would fight for freedom. Yet how easily you hand over your mind to anyone who insults you. When you dwell on their words and let them dominate your thoughts, you make them your master. Your happiness depends on 3 things, all of which are within your power: your will, your ideas concerning the events in which you are involved, and the use you make of your ideas. Give me by all means a shorter and nobler life, instead of one that is longer but of less account. No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. On the occasion of every accident that befalls you, remember to turn to yourself and inquire what power you have for turning it to use,